Hello YTPC, I'm Jeffrey, and this is Life with a Pipe. Today we're doing a VR for Flat Cap Piper in celebration of the release of his first custom blend. Congratulations Flat Cap and Lady Fire. So I started a pressing last weekend of something that sounded good. It's mostly dark fire with some Virginia and some Perique. But we made two versions. So we're going to cut to that. You can see the pressing that I started last weekend. And then we're going to taste them side by side, see how they go today. Enjoy.
All right, look what we have here. We have two brand new mini presses. And we're going to start seeing what kind of blend I prefer. I'm gonna go clean these and then we'll get to the fun stuff. And we're back. Okay, they are clean, they are dry. One of my favorite tobaccos is Rattray's Hal O' the Wind, which is a Virginia Perique Kentucky. So I want to play around with that idea. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a dominant dark fire Kentucky, and I'm going to make two variations. One will be with red Virginia, the other will be with large Virginia flake. Wrong Virginia. Let's do yellow Virginia and some Perique. So from experience, I know that these mini presses can hold 8 grams. So what I'm thinking is 4 grams of dark fire, 3 grams of the Virginia, and 1 gram of the Perique. Those percentages make sense in my mind, and that'll be very easy to do here. So we're going to do 1 with the red Virginia, 1 with the yellow Virginia, and see how they turn out. So let's get some measurements going here. All right, I know how to use a scale. There we go, 0 grams. So let's start with 1 gram of Perique. It is long ribbons. Part of me wonders if I should cut that up. That's 4 grams, so that's quite a bit. Maybe this isn't sensitive enough. Hold that thought. Okay, we're back. I have a different scale. This is a scale that I use when I am measuring out ingredients for my beef jerky recipe. And you can see it goes down to tenths of a gram. So this is going to be much more sensitive. This open bottle of Perique is very fragrant. It is not the most pleasant of smells. So let's get 1 gram here so we can close that back up. All right, 1 gram of Perique. Let's do the red Virginias first. So we're gonna do 3 grams of the Virginia. So let's get that to 4 grams. Every leaf counts. Okay. And we'll do the dark fire, so we'll do 4 of the dark fire. I love the smell of dark fire. Almost there, 7.2. Oh. Precision measurements. There we go. All right, so let's prep our mini press. First, you gotta get the bottom on. So we're going to put the base plate in. Push that in so that the wax paper can go inside, get a good tight seal at the bottom, and then push it back down. And we need to mix this up a little bit. I'll be right back. All right, to assist with the mixing process, I put this into a spice grinder. I mostly use it for grinding coffee, but this is an attachment for my Ninja Foodi blender. Did a great job. So let's go ahead and load this up. I'll spare you guys the tediousness of this and cut this out. Okay, here we are. So not all of that fit. So I'll be interested to weigh that plug. But this is actually kind of a good thing. I'm going to save this. And when this plug is done, I'm going to try them side by side. See if I can tell the difference between a loose blending and a pressed version of the blend. So let's get a piece of wax paper. We'll get that pushed in. So again, you do not want those edges out, so we'll fold those over. Get everything inside. There we go. And push down. Make sure this gets on there. Make sure the top gets tight. There we go. Now we can crank that down. Rubber gripper to make sure this is nice and tight. Get another half turn there. Okay, so this one is the red Virginia. And now we're going to make a yellow Virginia version of this blend. Okay, so let's move on to the next blend. So again, 4 ounces of Kentucky, 3 ounces of, we're going to do yellow Virginia this time, and not ounces, grams. 4 grams, 3 grams, 1 gram. So let's turn the scale back on, tear that. So we'll start with the Perique again. I can only imagine what the production facility for Perique smells like. Can you imagine? I'm sure some of you have actually visited. There we go, 1 gram. If you have, let us know. What does a Perique production facility smell like? All right, yellow Virginias. So 3 grams of yellow and 4 more grams of Dark Fire. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go blend this up and I'll be right back. All right, here we are again. Blended mixture. Get that into a convenient bowl. Take our base, prep the base with some wax paper. Push that down all the way. Piece of wax paper. All right, let's fill this up. I think I ground this one a bit too finely. But at the same time, while pressing it, this fine grind will allow a more evenly marrying of the flavors. So, never tried this before. We're experimenting. We're playing around. This is one of the things I enjoy about the pipe smoking hobby is playing with tobaccos, combining them. These are blending tobaccos that I picked up from Pipes and Cigars. And this is the first project I've done with them. So this was perfect timing. Flat Cap Piper, thank you for this opportunity. So again, that's pretty full, that's pretty dense. I can't really compact that anymore with my finger, so I'm gonna save this. We'll be able to do a side-by-side smoking of the plug against the loose. That'll be fun. So let's get this top on. All right, there we go. All right, we're back. So we have the Darkfire Yellow Virginia Perique on the top, Darkfire Red Virginia Perique on the bottom, and we have the loose versions to go along with those. So we're gonna let this marry for a week. We'll open this up. I'll catch the tasting on video at that point. Happy Sunday morning. Here we are a week later. We started these pressings last Sunday morning. Here we are exactly 1 week later. We have the loose versions of these blends and the pressed versions of these blends, and we're gonna smoke them side by side and see what we think of these. Again, I don't know what I love in a tobacco blend just yet. As you saw recently, I just purchased a bunch of tobacco components and I want to smoke them individually. I haven't had a chance to do that yet, so that I can learn and educate my palate what I'm smoking. All I know is that I love tobacco in all of its forms at this point. There have not been any tobaccos that I actually hate. Context is important. You know, you don't want to smoke rolling tobacco in a pipe. That's the wrong context. But I want to start learning the blending components. So this is my very first attempt. We are looking at a 50% Darkfire Kentucky blend, 12.5% Perique, and the other 35%, well, 37.5% is a Virginia. This one is a red Virginia. This one is a yellow bright Virginia. We're going to see how these blends come out. We're going to smoke them loose. We're going to smoke them pressed and see how this goes. So let's go ahead and open these up. Let the pressure off the top. Tape's not over the bottom. No juices coming out of these. Not aromatic at all. I love the way plugs look. It's a beautiful thing. There we go. Wax paper off the top and off the bottom. Beautiful plug. All right, here we go. Here's the red Virginia version. Again, no juices, no liquid. I did come back in the middle of the week and I was able to do another 3/4 of a turn on both of these. So they are pretty well compact. Now, normally I wouldn't smoke something pressed right away. I would usually like to let it sit for at least 1 week in a jar. Let it get a little oxygen around it. But for the sake of time, we're not going to wait. Okay, here we are. So I am going to smoke the Yellow Virginia out of these two Dr. Graybos. Happy month of Dr. Graybos, Paladin Piper. And we're going to do the Red Virginia out of these two Edwards Billiards. So let's go ahead and get these packed up. I'm going to cut the plug in half. Let's see how that goes. Nice and dense. Beautiful. Kind of hard to rub out. They might end up being a little cubed. A little chunky. The Virginias definitely have some sugar content. This is a bit sticky to the touch, but it wasn't drippy like the that best of the rest pressing that I did earlier. That was all sorts of goopy oozy. That was the most goopy pressing I've done yet. So that was interesting to see. Okay, so let's do the pressed in the Omega. And we'll do the loose in the Graybo Savoy. This Graybo Savoy was actually my very first pipe. Bought it at a CVS drugstore back in 2014 when they were doing their blowout sale of all their tobacco products. They were stopping selling tobacco products and put things on deep discount. I bought a couple of pipes actually at that time, but I gave away a couple. All right, so there is the pressed, and this is the loose. Now remember, I blended these up in a herb blender. So there's some pretty fine particles here. These Graybos are great for Virginias. They are a fairly narrow bowl. All right, that's as much as is going to fit in there. A little left over. And let's take care of the Red Virginia version now. Nicely dense, beautiful color. Rub this out a bit more. Again, there's probably going to be some chunky cubes in here, but we'll do the best we can. It's worth taking the time to rub a tobacco out when that's what you want to do. Sometimes it's fun to have chunks, cube cut. It burns nice and slow. That's a great way to slow down Virginia flakes. Do a cross cut rather than doing a rub out, and you end up with a cube cut Virginia. Don't be afraid to relight. Relights are not a bad thing. All right, here we go. So let's do this pressing in the flat bottom Edwards. These are wider bowls, deeper than the Graybos, but that's okay. Then we have the loose, the original blend. So this will probably all fit in this one because much bigger than the Graybo. All right, there we go. Good job there getting most of that in. So again, some pretty fine chops there, but that'll be just fine. All right, here we go. So Yellow Virginias in the Graybo, Red Virginias in the Edwards. Let's smoke them.
Hi, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed watching that. So we are going to try the blend with the bright yellow Virginias first, and then we'll try the red Virginia blend version and see what we think. I have no idea what to expect, so we're going to start off by cleansing the palate with some black medium roast coffee. We will start with the unpressed version first to get a baseline of what we're looking at here. So this is, this was an 8-gram set. It was 4 grams of Darkfire, 3 grams of Yellow Virginias, and 1 gram of Perique. So 50% Darkfire, 12.5% of Perique, and the rest of that is the Yellow Virginia. So that would be 37.5% of the Yellow Virginias. Let's give it a try. The Darkfires come through. It's a nice woody tone. The fineness is, I'm getting some blow off here. The Perique is adding a musty underlayer, I think. Not as sweet as I was expecting it, with being 37% Virginia. Easy smoke though. Definitely nice. Okay, let's try the pressed version. So you saw me cut it up, broke it up as well as I could. There's definitely still some chunks in here, so it'll be interesting to see how differently this lights compared to the loose. Let's check it out. Sorry, cleanse the palate. I'm still, the Darkfire is definitely still in my nose. It's nice. Love Darkfire. Wow. Oh yeah, way better pressed. The sweetness of the Virginias is coming out. That is better. If you saw the video I published on Saturday, where I had pressed a light aromatic, pressing the aromatic did not help at all. But with the straight blending components, pressing them together really accentuates the positive aspects of those characteristics of each of the components. So during the week, I was reviewing some of my blending notes, and I realized that what I had made this week was very close to Parsimonious Piper's secondhand bookshop recipe. That recipe is 50% Darkfire, I think it was 25% Burley, 12.5% Virginia, 12.5% Perique. So it's similar, but without the Burleys. That is a nice smoke. I could enjoy that regularly. Okay, I don't want to get too carried away. We have a whole nother set to try here. So that was the Yellow Virginia version. Cleanse the palate again here with some nice coffee. Okay, let's give this a shot. So again, we're going to start with the loose, and then we'll do the pressed. Here we go. The red Virginias bring in a breadiness, kind of a yeasty tone, and that matches the Perique quite nicely, that kind of musty. Woody, yeasty, musty. It's nice. It would be great after dinner smoke. Especially if that dinner included some nice meat, steak, roast pork, barbecue ribs. Nice. I'm really curious what the pressed version is going to taste like. Let's check that out. Okay. So we have the pressed Dark Fire Red Virginia Perique blend here. So again, this was 50% Dark Fire, 37.5% Red Virginias, and 12.5% Perique. Again, the sweetness is enhanced in the pressed blend. It's nice. That breadiness is definitely there, but now it's a sweeter bread. Like a Hawaiian roll almost. Not like that, but the sweet component with the woodiness. It's nice. Okay, so the pressed versions definitely win. I'm going to try the Yellow Virginia version next to this now and see if I can determine if I have a preference. Okay, setting that down. We'll do a palate cleanse again. It's sweeter. I might prefer the Yellow Virginia better. Okay, I'm going to say the Yellow Virginia wins. The Red Virginia is nice. It's definitely different. So, context might matter, but they are both quite good. This is definitely a blend that I wouldn't mind making again. Trying Parsimonious Piper's secondhand bookshop recipe is definitely on my to-do list, and knowing how close this is, the burley component will be very interesting to bring into this mix. I'll save some. I have some left over of the plug, as you saw. Maybe I can compare both of those side by side next. Anyway, again, I don't know what my favorite blend would be made up of, but I am going to find out, and I'm going to enjoy the process. So, Flat Cap Piper, Lady Fire, congratulations to you on your new custom blend. Sounds delicious. I hope I win so I get some of it. And happy to share with everyone what that experience is like if that happens. If not, then I'm going to have to get myself to a show so I can buy some. Darn, I have to get to a show. Really looking forward to that as part of my 2025. Maybe Chicago, maybe Las Vegas. We'll see. Anyway, thank you everyone for hanging out with me. Remember, life with a pipe is better than without. Bye for now.